Welcome to the Buy the Ticket podcast. This is your host and co-host, whichever you want to refer to as Renaissance. Everybody sound low from the kid and take it to Flynn, Psychedelic Cowboy.
STEAKHOUSE Vibes, Volume 1, streaming on all platforms. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
Yo, Jay SNIPZ, I go by Ralph Duke or Green Ninja. Not really.
Little cigar, baby. Live and in effect. Digital motivated. Let's get it.
You a camera whore.
I'm trying to figure out where I'm trying to figure
Camera's
out
always on him. Camera's always on him.
I'm used to this. We 10 years in with this already, you know what I mean?
And then behind the table, we got
Tommie Kid behind the camera, doing the audio production.
Yeah, I totally forgot we were recording on like visual. I thought we were just doing this. So the whole time I'm here, I'm like,
That's what got me as well. I forgot. I was like, oh yeah.
Then he went quick to the looking back at it. Yeah,
am I in the way?
No, you're
eyes
on
on you, baby.
Right. All right. Side is my good side. I'm trying to make sure we always can. We see everybody. We go.
Yeah, bro.
We good.
That was all set up, man.
SNIPZ has the higher ground.
Yeah, man.
Oh, damn.
I like this. Good vibes. So what's good? Where we going first?
Well,
a lot of stuff going.
I've been out of the loop the last few days because my phone was on hiatus, so I've been out of the news. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with it. I remember a time where there was no cell phones and
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. I love it. I love it. You used to have to call my house.
You say Father Time, all right.
You said Father Time?
Honestly, I can honestly say why my mother, my uncles, whatever, would bring out that, in my day. I can see why they said that. Because when I look at my kids and then I look how I grew up, I'm like, shit, y'all niggas just on your phone all this shit all day. Meanwhile, I was outside all day. All day. I only went inside to take a shower and eat. That's it.
So let me ask you, you okay with your kids doing it? Like when they do it?
As long as they have breaks in between. I think I would prefer my kids to be on a phone, be on doing something that's where the world is going to, really, than being in these streets. Because niggas that are in the streets, they lose. They're not the same ones that grew up when I grew up. They lose. They got no code. They got no respect. They got no, it doesn't matter. They'll kill someone they know.
Completely like
So there's no.
I constantly question like how it's gonna affect them growing up, their mentality, being raised by these tablets, because that's what they're being raised by, honestly.
True,
like my daughter is one of them. That's all she wants to do. Just let's go to the park, take her for a park 30 minutes. She's bored. She wants to go back and play with the tablet. You know, and it's just a thing that I see around everywhere.
Nah, it's true because my son, my oldest son is gonna be 16 in December, and my youngest son is about to turn 2 on the 30th. And when I just compare the time difference in between them, it's like shit. Like my 2-year-old literally knows how to turn on the TV, guide to Disney Plus, and find the movies he wants to see.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile, my oldest son, when he was a baby, didn't know how to turn on TV. So it's like just that little progression in time is how much they evolved. And my son, he's smart, so it's not awesome that he was slow. If he was, I would say that I'm the fuck. But nah, he's smart. Like he's into video games and all that shit now. Like he's into behind the scenes video games. He wants to know how shit is made and all that crap. So he's into all that. But then when I look at my youngest, I'm like, shit, this nigga's make like what the fuck? Like when he was a year old, he knew my phone unlocks by face recognition. So he would tap the phone, put it in my face so I could look at it, and then take it back and open it up. At a year old.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I've seen it. It's crazy.
It's a beautiful thing, though, man. Technology.
It is, but at the same time, we shouldn't all be dependent on it. Like, where's those kids that went outside and been outside all day?
What's going to happen in the next 10, 15 years when we see a different type of character in these kids because of that?
Right? Like
but hey, we have no control over that, and we can't fear it because then we're going to be those grandpas like, oh, you don't like anything, but I'm going to school. Yeah,
You say old school.
I don't want to be that girl, please.
You talking about a voicemail? I got a voicemail. I don't even check that right now. I'll check my voicemail now. My voicemail got 101.
You know, we're gonna talk about voicemails. You know what's funny, right? I got caught today twice by SNIPZ old school voicemail. We're gonna talk about old school.
Oh, I love that.
Yo.
I love that.
Yo, so I'm on the phone. I call this guy, and all of a sudden it's ringing. And he goes, "Yo," I'll say, "Yo, God, come pick you up." Da, da, da. And then I said it just enough. He goes, "Leave a message." I said, "Yo,"
You got hit with one of the old school original shits.
Yo, I said,
That's message.
yeah, I was like, "Yo, you ain't had to hit me like that." I didn't know we were still doing that. I didn't know that was still. That's once you're in, you're not out. You know? It's like it's like when people keep playing like the circle game, man. Like that game never turns off. Like it just never. Once you're in, you're never out. And I hate it because it'd be like the dumbest moments you get caught up with.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like, yo, we're still doing this right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, and then especially when someone grabs it and someone gets you, and then you're like, you forgot that you got to be on your guard. Hey, yo, look at this. And then you're like, oh, this now I got to be, I thought my life was safe. Now I got to. But anyway, just to bring an old school movie to the old school all the time. Hit it.
But I guess let's go back. Nabu, you said you had a lot of things to bring to the table today that you wanted to discuss.
Oh, see, I was just gassing up about everybody.
Oh, you was just gassing it up.
All
But
right,
see,
now.
meanwhile at work, he kept rubbing it in my face while I didn't have a phone, talking about, oh, did you see this? Oh, did you hear that?
It's all
Oh,
lies.
did you see
It's
this?
all lies with
Rubbing it in my face because he mad that I'm always putting him on to shit.
to save character a little bit.
Fuck, guy.
Go ahead, save face.
Majority split decision. He's right. Majority split decision. So it's his tone. But either way, yeah, I do. I was just fucking with you. Can I just not? Okay. So either way. So DC fandom, for us out there who
Geek
listen to
culture.
comics and all that stuff, we got a lot of stuff DC's coming, especially the Snyder cut. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, when is that coming?
That's coming next year.
Next
HBO
year.
Max. I'm already invested.
They said first quarter. They saying first quarter of next year.
We're gonna get some real scenes that we were supposed to see, especially the Dark Side. And one thing that I'm excited for, they're gonna unite the Seven. They're gonna bring the Green Lantern with the cameo of the man.
Well,
With
he
the
was in
Manhunter.
the other Justice League. When they had the flashback, there was Green Lanterns in that flashback.
Yeah, but I understand that. But
So we don't really know what kind of Green Lantern we would be getting in this cut. We can't assume that he's going to be an integral part of the story.
He's gonna show
That could be a green light flying through the sky.
I'm gonna have more than a distance view of the Green Lantern.
You had more. You had the old gods.
Wasn't enough.
You had Green Lantern.
Something to say it. It wasn't enough. Whatever you say. It just
See, but
wasn't
there's the
enough.
thing. Everyone says that old school Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds was whack. I just feel like that's just what that character is. To me, that character can't carry a movie. It can carry a show, and it could be one hell of a show because there's a lot of details in just that ring or the characters themselves that needs to play out right that a movie can't do.
I'm saying maybe now with the reboot, Hal Jordan, that's my guy. They just need to bring John Stewart in. Just be real with it.
Yeah, but you gotta tell the story correctly. That's the problem with DC had of late, that they try to jump the gun too much. Marvel won out and they gave you everyone's origin story, whether you wanted it or not. You got it. But it gave you the stepping stone to lead to other shit. So if you're gonna give us a Green Lantern in this, fine, you could give us Hal Jordan or John Stewart. If you give us John Stewart, you have to at some point tell the story of Hal Jordan. Because you cannot get to John Stewart without Hal Jordan.
They told his story, but not the right way.
No, they did. The problem is the story's just not that intriguing.
Whoa, hey, man.
He was a fighter. He was just a jet pilot, test pilot.
Oh man,
He was an adrenaline junkie. That's basically all it was. He was an adrenaline junkie.
What are we talking about? Hal Jordan?
No.
No, Hal Jordan.
So Stewart was a Marine.
No, yeah, Hal Jordan.
I'm
Yeah, we're talking about Hal Jordan.
Yeah, because I was like, yo, Stewart was a Marine.
So, but this is the thing. The Green Lantern, the whole arc of them is a crazy story. That's why when they said they're going to HBO Max.
I just low-key just noticed what's going on. We're all just talking. All of a sudden,
It's fucking hot in there.
That's why when they said,
fuck that camera, put that fan on.
turn it off.
that's why
Put
when
that fan on.
Yeah, we gotta get the producers. So we get okay on the.
when they said they were doing the Green Lantern Corps for HBO Max, I was with that.
Yeah.
Because now first off, you're telling us you're not starting off in the beginning. You're starting off in the middle at some point, whether it's Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, whatever the point. You're going in the middle. But at some point, you're going to give us the beginning.
Fucking trash.
You're going to give us the original.
If you're going to give me, what really intrigues me about the Green Lantern, even of what I know, LOWGOES put me on to the Green Lantern show that was on Cartoon Network.
Oh, it was an old jam, not the
Yeah,
jam.
and that put me onto the other lanterns as well. And I think as the Green Lantern, if them going forward, they should tease more of the other lanterns, especially like the Red Lanterns doing me off for like, you know.
Yeah,
because a certain amount of time.
There's so many movies in there, right?
Yeah, there's like a certain amount of time. I thought it was just for like the green and yellow. For my time when I was just still a novice in the game, and then like really when I seen that show, then it really opened up and how the other ones are. Like I love Compassion. Like those, they have staffs. They don't have rings. They rock staffs. They're the only answers that rock staffs.
Because in the beginning, there was only those two rings. They realized they can add more to do more.
Yeah. No, not Compassion. My fault. Indigo.
I don't know which one is that one. Technically.
No, it is Compassion. Because love is the other one. Yeah, Compassion. Yeah.
But the Green Lantern's greatest story arc will always be the Darkest Night. I mean, is it the Darkest Night? Some shit like that.
Are you talking about the Dark Knight Rises?
No. The Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the Darkest Night.
The Darkest Night. That's their greatest story. But the problem is to get to that point, you gotta tell so much story. But once you get there, you get to those Black Lantern rings, it gets crazy. It gets crazy. That story arc right there is bananas.
The White Lanterns and the Black Lanterns is an intriguing story itself. Especially how they just counteract the Black Lanterns. Everybody's excited for that because honestly, any arc that you see go bad, like in the dark side, like Batman Metal, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody likes that dark side. Like, whoa, like throw you for a loop when you see that shit. You know? And also, you know, with this on top, it gives forward to the games as well. Like me as an Injustice fan, like I'm looking forward to the new title they got. It's called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Mm-hmm. Like,
Wicked. Yeah, that's the new game coming out. Plus, there's the new Batman game also coming out. That is supposed to be about a Court of Owls, which to me is one of the best story arcs that's come out in Batman. Probably the last since Dark Knight Returns in the 80s.
But you ain't lie though, like Batman and Spider-Man are like the top games to play on any system. Like you have a solo game of Spider-Man, you're copping that. You got a solo game of Batman, you're copping that. Because
they have the abilities that translate well to games. Like Spider-Man's abilities aren't too crazy.
Swinging through the city.
He's 8 times stronger than a normal person. Like it's nothing outrageous.
So fun.
To me, the game that they could do is, but the problem is it starts getting hard, is Green Lantern because the ring technically is supposed to turn into whatever you want.
That game is going to take years to work.
Nah, it wouldn't take years to work. It's just how to make your mind create
if you construct like Fortnite constructs those fucking fences.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
Or like kind of like GTA, when you choose the weapons, you have the circle with all the weapons.
Yeah, but see, that's picked already. But that's picked already. You're supposed to be able to make your own shit.
Well, I mean,
for sure.
Okay,
there's something where you click on it, it gives you the option to shoot whatever break power.
You know how long that game's gonna become.
But then do this: if you do pick the Green Lantern character or whatever mode, you get a preset of what you would want. You know, you draw your presets in.
That's what the Avengers game is doing. You map out each character what their powers are going to be before, and then when you jump in, it just has it already loaded in. And you can customize it to be like multiple.
I mean, it can go either way, man. But like I said, Batman and Spider-Man, those are the top games in mind. I mean, if there was really a truly good Superman game, you know, like
he's too hard to make. you gotta start off early. You gotta go like small.
They had a good one, but it was kind of weak. It was too repetitive.
You talking about that old school one from like the 90s?
He said you talking about that old school one.
It was a new one. There was one from what system was it? It wasn't 64. It was like,
It's
I
like
say 90s,
you gotta
like
just,
90s,
you gotta
64.
really, you gotta be really a fan to really know it. 'Cause it was like very hidden. Like it came out and nobody really knew it. I didn't see nothing on it.
Yeah, because like I said,
Superman
Superman games is too hard. You're talking about a being that literally has only one weakness. And as he gets older, he just constantly keeps getting stronger. So now, if you do in a video game like they do in the comic, that there's different color kryptonites, or like they did in Smallville, that different color kryptonites alter him in some way. Or like in the comic, the pink one that turned him gay.
what?
Whoa, what?
It was literally one comic. It was one comic.
Yeah, big was gay dude.
That shit was
So, but yeah, that DC fandom shit, you're gonna get
That's
more out of the
that
Wonder
shit happened.
Woman.
I was like, I should do my brother. Okay, y'all really got the kryptonite.
Bam.
But you're gonna get more Wonder Woman, more of Suicide Squad
You're
movie.
just gonna get more in general of what DC's doing, and then plus with the shows, man. Like Doom Patrol shots out, bro. That show is
That's
fucking.
a classic
Yo.
show.
Yo, if you haven't seen season 2, watch it.
That's
You're
the
lucky now
number
because
one.
I had been.
Fucking the show.
I had to wait because I binged the first couple 3 and I forgot that they were going to release every week. So, you're lucky. You have to just sit with it. I had to wait weeks. But either way, Doom Patrol, then Titans, everything from DC Universe, they moved to HBO Max. On top of all that, each side, I'm just waiting on the Hanna-Barbera shit to go on fucking HBO Max. Speed Racer, I'm waiting on the Hong Kong fluid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm waiting on those.
What the fuck was the Wacky Races?
Yeah, man. Fucking
What do you
Jetson.
consider? What do you consider those cartoons?
Consider
The funny shit is that's not your youth though.
That's what I was getting ready to go into.
Hanna-Barbera is my youth.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
even
say,
a little bit before me.
But I can't call it because that's what I seen in my youth.
You watched it on Boomerang.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
was
on the
saying,
Cartoon Network. I literally watched it when it was on channel 11, channel 7.
Well, you had okay. So you had the sweet nectar of the freshness. I got the watered down Boomerang.
I'll tell you one thing:
what?
cartoons aren't what they used to be.
In my look, it's just.
What's your number one cartoon?
Don't do that to me.
What's your number one cartoon? All right, give me top 3.
Don't do that to me.
Top 3 cartoons. Top 3
Are we talking
cartoons.
popularity?
No, your favorite cartoon
that you
of
could
all
watch
time.
right now.
You want me to?
That you could pop on right
Top
now
three.
and just
I
watch.
Yeah.
Like you was watching it like
Top
you was
3.
10 fucking years old again or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Top 3 cartoons.
Top 3, man.
All right. It has to be fast.
Yep.
Steady.
Dang, can we pick 5?
You got
Okay, 5. Listen, no more than 5. Because now we're going. We'll be here forever. Top 5.
No, I think the 3. I think I know there's love, but the 3 kind of gave you that limit right there.
Okay, so 3. Give me your top 3.
I gotta go first. I talked to Shay. I gotta go
Yeah.
first. Okay. All right. Damn.
You shouldn't even have to think that hard.
No, it's just because they're flying right now. The files. You can't just be doing.
See, but to me, yeah, the files fly, but you always got a certain set of files right here.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the shows that I was stuck on. I was stuck on Doug, Rocko's Modern Life, and Speed Racer.
Okay, late 90s. What you got?
Oh,
Snips?
man. I'm going to say Rick and Morty for sure.
Okay. More
Simpsons.
recent.
I
Simpsons.
grew up
Okay.
with that for sure. Family Guy.
Family Guy. Okay.
Avatar.
Oh no, Avatar Last Airbender
Avatar.
was official.
Okay.
I got one more, right? And
Yeah. Going to
hitting
tracks.
this one hard.
See, that 3 cuts you
Dragon
off.
Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
Yeah.
Little bit of anime in there. Got you.
I gotta go in. It ain't even going that far back. Or I'm gonna go that far back. Let's go with Dexter's Lab.
Okay. That's not even that
I
far
love
back.
this.
I'm
Listen,
going
my
back.
top 3 is back there. Go ahead, go.
Alright, so I'm going Dexter's Lab. I can watch that shit on any point. And then I gotta go with the Batman animated series.
Okay, that's 92. I got you with that one.
Yeah, I can watch that shit right now.
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
Side note, they're talking about bringing that back.
that's great.
A continuation.
That's perfect.
Once Mark Hamill's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's still Mark Hamill and this nigga
I don't care for anything else.
are still alive, so they can still do
Yeah,
Batman and
bro.
Joker.
Did they do that?
What's your
so
last one?
That's definitely, and I want to say, right now I could watch. I gotta go back to the original X-Men. They used to come on Saturday.
X-Men animated series, another 93.
That shit right there.
It's on Disney Plus.
I already know. That's why I be seeing that shit.
But I would say this: when Disney Plus came out, I started rewatching it. I really didn't understand how convoluted that series was.
Yeah, it was all
When you start watching, the shit is all over the place.
It's not. They when they first put it out, it was out of order.
Oh, okay.
That's what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
I was watching, I'm like, it went from Morph all the way to the Red Sun. I was like, what the fuck?
The
is
same
going
thing happened
on?
when I put on the Spider-Man one. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
that
this?
was that
But
one.
nah, they
Spider-Man
originally
animated comes right under that.
All right, Tom,
Nah, they
what
fixed
you
it,
got?
but no, I got Batman the animated series. Rocket Power was my shit.
Another late 90s.
Yeah, and then probably the last one is Scooby Doo, man. I was always a fucking Scooby Doo motherfucker.
Like, even like you got to see.
I think that's my shit. Yeah, that's my shit.
I'm gonna put y'all on to some shit. All right,
I know the answer.
Pirates of the Dark Water. Y'all ever watch that? That shit was fire, and that was in the 90s too. Pirates of the Dark Dark Water was fire.
Okay.
All right.
You ever heard of Centurions?
That was that one. No, I was on Centurion.
You don't remember Centurions? All right, they had a suit. Like one had a black and blue suit, other one had a white and red. I mean black and red, and the other one had black and yellow. They were in military. One focused on water, other one land, other one air. They would call the base. They would send them down to basically a different type of armor to suit up to fight. So it'll be one turned into a fucking motorcycle, another one turned into a jet. The other one had some water on the water. Shit was crazy. Centurions.
The land sharks?
Oh hell yeah!
Land sharks?
Like I said, I'm older than you. I'm older than you.
Yeah, but he's alive. You know what I'm saying? Like we can get into that conversation, but
y'all going
we
to
said
cartoons
favorites
with
that
my
we
daughter
can
was
watch
alive.
back. We can go way back because
And then
the
You
list
said
is
we can go in.
listen, I can give you top 20 like this.
so, all right.
For my number one cartoon,
There's just everybody's fighting because
outranks
everybody's
all you guys no matter what.
Yeah.
Thundercats.
Which one?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I like Thundercats.
Okay.
None of y'all cartoons can touch Thundercats. Even better than that, Batman is my favorite character.
So hold on, let's get into the Thundercats though.
Okay.
We want to talk about the Thundercats. We're gonna get into this for people who are in the know about the Thundercats. Are you aware of what's going on in the Thundercats?
As far as what?
As far as like the good guys are actually bad guys.
That depends how you want to take it.
No? You're not aware of this?
Yeah, I heard the theory.
Do some research.
I heard the theory, but I don't really
just
believe
hear the theory.
I really
Do
don't
more
believe
research, and then you're gonna see. You're like, hold on, wait, whoa.
You ever watched the remake?
Yeah, that's what
The remake was hard.
I had my guy from Boy Meets World, Eric Matthews. He played the voice of Lionel.
Really?
Yeah.
But the remake was hard. This was like what, 6-7 years ago.
I had like 22.
The action, the graphics, everything.
It was hard. They switched.
Everything
What I
you
like-
spoke about it, but the whole everything. You know.
What I liked about it was they didn't try to remake what was. They made their own Thundercats. So they were on Third Earth, but it wasn't Third Earth that they landed on. No, they already ruled Third Earth. The Lions were number
As to
one.
how they switched it up now.
Like I said, the Lions were the king of the fucking universe. Kings of the jungle. They're basically the kings of the universe. So Lionel was the prince. Tigra was his adopted brother, but he was the prince of the Tiger Clan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the shit was crazy, but it was a more modern take. But it was hard. It was definitely hard. It was definitely hard. And then Tigra, she was more into like magician, like the mystical arts and
There's
shit
a
like
lot
that.
going on in that Thundercats, man.
I know,
It's a dope show.
But again, you're talking about a show that
You're
took
talking about
place
the
in the.
Egyptians.
You talk about the
actual
1980s. You talk about the 1980s,
Yeah, I mean,
where that
you
show
know,
came out. People
it
getting a little too sensitive and shit.
goes down the rabbit hole.
You can go down the rabbit hole,
I mean,
but you know what? It was still the show.
it was dope.
It was still the
It
show.
was up
All
there with
those,
like He-Man and all them shits. You know,
See, He-Man was corny.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Listen,
that was.
but you look at He-Man, there's no
Same
original.
animators.
I thought it was alright.
No, okay. Let me ask you this question: How did
I don't really remember.
You know, I was there for the action figures.
When I was legit, I
How
thought
did-
He-Man was cool. Then I saw that shit later on in life, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, because he beats everyone the same way. He literally beats
Exactly.
everyone the same way.
Yeah.
He runs to the screen and goes. That's how he won every single fucking fight.
I didn't really remember it like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's my childhood.
Yeah.
But you talking cartoons back then compared to now, two completely different things.
Yeah,
Back then,
I remember
was
it's good graphics.
crazy. No, it wasn't even graphics. That was
But I'm
real
saying, as far as
animation.
my memory, like if I
Yeah.
can remember detailed scenes, I can't really remember He-Man scenes and stuff. But I can remember scenes from like animated, Spider-Man shows, something like that.
The shit
But,
back
or
then.
or Tom and Jerry. If you want to do Tom and Jerry, I can remember seeing Tom and Jerry.
Nowadays,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Tom and
everything's
Jerry's
CGI.
up there,
Everything's
you know what I'm
CGI to make it quicker. But to me, it takes away from the art. But it's not
Oh,
only that.
the
Not
actual
only the
animating?
yeah.
But the shit, typing takes away from writing. So does texting. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything.
But you can
We're
still.
shifting into like this whole new world.
But
Like, you don't even-
typing and texting, you can still come across the same. Drawing.
you see,
And drawing on a
type-
computer
typing
is
and
too.
Yeah,
texting,
but then
nah,
it's
you can't.
different nowadays.
As far as like
Because back then they did it on the key on a typewriter. It's the same as the keyboard.
Oh, well, yeah,
we have
versus
to, we have to
Yeah,
accept,
that's
we
what
have
I'm
to, we have to accept where it's going, just because of the fact that no matter how drawing good is, like at the end of the day, it's gonna look like drawing. You know, and then now we're making it look, where these cartoons are looking like complete other, like, you know, style of
Yeah.
animation. Like
But there's an
solid
art form
lines,
to it.
like,
It's a computer, man.
you know,
Technology.
right,
But
right,
there's an art
right.
form
And-
to
and-
it.
and-
You lose,
right.
you lose something from it to me
Well, I
when
mean,
you take away from
you
it.
gain something as well. Like you don't.
All
lose
you're really
something
doing is gaining
because-
speed.
I'm sorry, you don't lose something because at the end of the day, that's always gonna stay there in history. There's an art form you can always go back.
History, but they're not
But
going to
the
go back.
style,
Everything
No,
now is
no. I mean, like
Yeah.
anybody
The
will.
speed to get it
Everybody
out.
was always gonna draw. It's gonna be a style. It's always gonna be laid out.
Yeah.
People can always go back to, but it's not gonna be something that is gonna be trending or it's
But
not gonna
how
be
many
the
people
norm
have you
on-
seen
on
with a sketch
cartoons.
pad?
I have.
Now everyone
Yeah,
takes a
that's-
tablet out and goes.
Right. Yeah. That's true too, man.
You know what I'm saying? So you losing something from
Right.
it. It was the
But what are you?
detail
But what are
was
you
crazy.
doing?
Well,
It's just speed.
To piggyback off what you're saying, though, I think especially with animation, they've been on a path of, it's not like they're not leaving the old style to innovate. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, we're going to stop drawing because the 3D is better. Nah, they said we're going to stop drawing because it's cheaper to do this. And when you do that,
It looks better.
Well, it doesn't
faster.
necessarily.
But
be
here's the
better.
thing,
It's
it doesn't-
faster to me.
Yeah,
but think
that
about
graphics,
this.
yeah, you can't.
when they work on that shorter time frame too, there's not as much effort. The writers aren't invested. Like you lose all the stuff that comes with taking the time to actually draw that shit out and
I
have
am
that shit
sure.
out.
Because you lose that connection.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That's why you
I
don't
can
see
feel
a lot
that.
of shows sticking around long.
Yeah, you lose the
Yeah,
connection.
I
to
agree
it.
with that.
Because those cartoons back then, Transformers
And-
back then,
bro, and-
Generation
and-
1.
Transformers.
Yeah.
And think about the shows that are
So
still on
much.
recurring. They're all hand
That's
drawn.
so-
Yeah. That's true.
Pink Panther. You know,
Big Bang.
That's from
Pink Panther.
I like the cartoons. with no
What's
sound.
everybody's
No
favorite anime?
sound.
Let's go.
Like,
Old
like no
school
dialogue.
anime.
I mean, you know.
Old school anime.
Yeah, what's your favorite old school anime?
My favorite is not. It's old compared to the time now, but it's not old.
Yeah.
My favorite will always be Naruto.
Naruto, I
And then we got
Naruto. I think nothing can beat Naruto. One for its longevity and the way it told the story.
Yeah.
Um.
You know, I
So
never really
Dragon Ball.
Wait, before we dive into this, we're gonna cut to a quick break.
Break.
We
And we'll come back
continue.
to you by
Ladies and gentlemen.
Even though we was on a different topic a few seconds
Oh,
ago.
fuck that. Tyson, Roy Jones, get at it. Continue.
Listen, to me, Tyson will always have a puncher's chance no matter who he's in the ring with. Just because of his speed, which looks like he gained back from all those videos, and his power. You really don't lose that punch power, especially if you continue to train. However, you're not talking about a regular Joe Smo in fucking Roy Jones Jr. You're also talking about another man who had faster hands than Tyson. not as much power, but had power in his own right, and was a much more skilled boxer, who continued to fight longer in his years than Tyson did. You have to take those factors into coming into this fight. So that's why I choose Roy Jones. I think if they were both out of the loop for the last 15 years, I would take Tyson hands down. But to me, the fact that Roy Jones Jr. still continues to train to this day, never stopped physically boxing, you got to take that into consideration.
See, I didn't even know that much. That's actually something I might consider if I'm going to play some money on that.
That's all.
It's a solid argument.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a solid argument, and I give him that. But I'm saying fortitude, testicular fortitude. There's no way this is gonna happen where he's gonna come in. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy by any shot. And no way in hell is it gonna be easy.
You talking about?
And is there a better opponent right now? I don't think so.
About testicular fortitude. You're talking about a man who went 4 different weight classes and won the belt.
Yeah, but that's because their lives went 2 different ways.
Tyson, no.
If you want to get into who's
what I'm
training and what's going on, niggas went 2 different ways.
What I'm telling you is Tyson
but coming
started
back
out
right now,
Tyson started out as a heavyweight.
Yeah, it's not gonna be.
Roy Jones Jr. did not. I think he was a middleweight. He won those 2 belts and went up to heavyweight to win it.
They
went back down, defended that title, then went back up to defend that title.
And that's okay.
But that's testicular fortitude.
What's gonna happen is once he plants his feet, all that is just wash. That's just what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, a stack. Yeah, it's an easy stack.
Nah, I don't think it is. I think you have
round 1, round 2, maybe not round 3. Maybe,
all right.
But he's gonna get bullied.
Natural given talent or natural given abilities wears down in time. What Tyson had in speed and power was naturally given. He was born with that. It wears down in time. Skill, footwork that you practice, that doesn't wear down. You can always revert to that.
So
Tyson never had footwork.
You saying you can't get that back?
You can't get back natural given talent. If you did, Jordan would have dropped to 50 when he came back to the Wizards. And he did it.
Well, he dropped 40.
So you're just saying your body gets old.
Your body gets old.
They're both the same.
They're both the same age, but you also got to take in that one of his talents was footwork. Tyson's weren't. Tyson was never a good footwork person. He worked you down. Look at Tyson's fight. He goes into you. He has body movement, but he didn't have footwork.
Your money's on
I don't know if you're watching the same Tyson.
Your money's on Mike.
We are. Okay. Listen, I've watched almost every single Tyson
His
fight.
heart is back into fighting. He has the warrior spirit again. There's no way he's about to lose.
You want to know why?
I understand Roy Jones he's been doing it.
You want to know why?
He's been fighting mediocre people, that's fine. But now he has an opponent. A real opponent.
Listen, Tyson, you saying his heart is back in it? His heart's not back in it. He's not in the same position that he was playing with pigeons when he was 16.
Because he was 16.
He has money now. He has more money now than he did when he was actually boxing.
He's ready. He took a hit of Dimitri.
So his heart is not in the same place.
When he was at the peak of his boxing,
he didn't take the hit.
He has more money now. He has more revenue streams coming in than pure physical boxing.
True, bro. Yo, hey, we gotta support our guy Mike Tyson.
I can't see
Mike Tyson. Hey, we gotta support Mike Tyson no matter what.
It's Tyson.
He said he took a hit of Dimitri, bro. He has a documentary where he talks about like, yo,
Dimitri gave him.
that's the different, man. That's the different.
Listen, Tyson's my dude. He is my dude. But when you put him in the ring with someone like Roy Jones, I don't know.
We supporting Mike Tyson.
I don't know.
Because he has the power of DMT nowadays. Back in the day, you know, it was him on his own. His natural talent. He feel me?
It's back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna make it that much more beautiful. He comes back after not fighting and not doing anything.
He got the power of the gods.
And coming in, exactly, he's about to come back after not doing any of that, right? After spending all that time not doing any of that, he's gonna come back like he never left.
Nah.
No.
Now you
all right. Okay.
Now you smoke too many Dimitris.
You can't smoke enough.
You want to chip in again?
No.
You need to land that plane.
I wish. But listen, you can't.
No, I think you're not taking it to. Okay.
Roy Jones, don't get me wrong, he's the guy. Don't get me wrong.
The greatest basketball player of all times.
But he jumped into many weight classes.
No,
Tyson is focused on one thing.
The greatest basketball player of all time was Michael Jordan. Correct.
You can keep bringing Jordan.
Correct. I mean, was he the greatest?
That was a team sport, right? That's a team sport.
Was he the greatest player?
That's a team sport, but yes.
It was a team sport, but he never averaged more than 3 assists a game. And he averaged 33 points for a career.
Sport. That's still a team sport. But
yeah, he's still right.
LeBron James is the best basketball player of all.
Hell no.
Hey, LeBron. Hey,
I'm not. But see, this.
Let's get into LeBron James.
I'm not a Jordan fan. I'm a Knicks diehard Knicks fan. I will never be a Jordan.
But you don't like Jordan for Jordan?
No. I give him credit for being the greatest player to ever play because I'm a basketball fan. I gotta give it to him. But fuck him. I'm a Knicks fan.
I wasn't even alive. So
I wish he would have broke his knees. That's what I wish.
Embarrassing this and shit. He could have went to the Knicks. You been a Jordan fan?
No. Nah, I would have been. Because he would have been on the Knicks.
But yo, actually, okay, so you.
Okay, guys.
No, I got a Knicks fan. One last question for a Knicks fan, because this is an honest question. It's a neutral question. How is it that the most important city, the most powerful city in the world, has beaten the basketball team for 20 years?
I wouldn't say the
weakest. Is it politics or what is your opinion on that?
What happens is you have an owner who. He's
so it's an owner. So
yes, because
the most powerful city in the world.
Listen, the Mecca, all these Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, all these people can say what they want, talking about Brooklyn is no. The Knicks will always be the Knicks. MSG will always be the Mecca of all basketball. There's a reason why the Knicks are still worth more than the Lakers, the Heat, the Bulls. They're worth $4.3 billion.
Why is there no winning?
Because the owner, when you have an owner, instead of hiring people below you and letting them do their work, he wants to finagle in there. He wants to call the shots. Now, don't get me wrong. As you, the owner, you have every right to do it. But if you don't have a basketball mind, you should not be doing it.
Does he keep people from shining, or does he keep like?
No, he keeps putting his way into positions where it shouldn't be, like Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony in 2011.
Melo was. Come on, Melo was.
Hold on, I love Melo. I
was about to say.
But what I'm saying is, Melo said he wanted to become a Knick, right?
Yeah.
6 months. They would have just waited. He would have hit free agency. We could have got him. Shit. We gave up for him our entire farm, Danilo Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, you can name it, all our young talent, plus draft picks, to get him. Fuck. And that was, we had, what the fuck was his name? He was from the Indiana Pacers. He was our GM, whatever his name was. Grunwald, I think it was. He said, no, let's not do this. Dolan said, no, let's get me my all-star, and got him.
So you sold the farm. Yeah, he spent 2 months to get a guy. The guy didn't produce.
No, the guy produced. Melo scored. Melo did what Melo does.
Yeah, but he didn't do what...
They didn't fill the team around Melo. No.
Yeah,
they didn't fill the team around Melo.
But they were banking on him to be like a LeBron.
No. They wasn't banking on him to be LeBron. They were banking on him to be Melo. The problem is, all right, the one move that they should have done that they didn't do, they used the amnesty clause, right? Which was when they did the CBA in 2010, you were allowed to waive a player's contract and it won't count against your cap, but you still pay that player. Now, at that time, we got Chauncey Phillips and Melo from Denver, and we had Amari Stoudemire on the books. When we signed Amari Stoudemire on the books in 2010, every single doctor said his knees were going to give out in 3 years. Yeah, that's why he wasn't insured.
But listen, hold
on, wait. They went and amnestied Chauncey Phillips, who had 1 year left on his contract, to sign Tyson Chandler, when they should have amnestied Amari Stoudemire because he had 3 years left on his contract, 2011, 12, one of those two. Who had 3 years on his contract, more money on his contract, and after that year was shit. So if they would have done that, they would have had $25 million a year going into the 2012 season, where you got
25 million. No, listen, good question. I have to cut you off. $25 million a year. What the fuck are you doing with $25 million a year?
Fuck that.
25 million. Can you spend that? Can you spend $25 million?
No, but you got people like Steph Curry making fucking $50 million a year on basketball, and I don't think he's worth it.
What?
Bro,
when you look at, listen, I'm a basketball.
Curry, bro. He's attacking Steph Curry.
Bro,
I'm gonna tell you right now why.
Comments below if you guys want to keep getting.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Steph Curry has an above average shot. I'll give you that. He probably has, if not the best jump shot in the NBA, the second to third best. He's in the top 3 regardless. Every other part of his game is average. His handle is average. He does the same behind the back move all the fucking time.
If it ain't broken.
No, he's always had other weapons around him that made him more dangerous.
So, you're saying in the game right now, he's the top point.
He's not the top one right now.
Because I think Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving, I wouldn't give him the top point guard. He has the best handle in the NBA that's probably ever been seen. Kyrie Irving, what he does with a ball is fucking dangerous.
Kyrie's a little bitch, yo. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's a bitch, but he's a bitch. But his handle,
I don't know enough.
his handle is crazy. Kyrie Irving's handle is ridiculous. To me, the best point guard, you gotta put defense, you gotta put offense, you gotta put the ability to lead a team.
Who's your best point guard?
Right now in the NBA, I think the only one who can still call the team and still drop buckets and still play defense, Chris Paul.
Damn, nah, bro. You
Or
gonna tell me
Damian
Chris
Lillard.
Paul
One
is
of those
better
two.
than Steph Curry right now?
You're looking at position. Right now. Okay.
35 seconds.
Bro, this is.
Hold on.
Y'all getting deep, bro.
When has Steph Curry?
Come on, baby.
When has Steph Curry led a team?
Nah, bro, but that's not who he is.
That's what a point guard is, though.
Nah, but the thing is, he does lead the team. There was a
Point
difference
guard.
from when he was out and Durant was in that one series. Remember when he was hurt? There was a fine difference between Curry being in the offense and Curry not being in the
Yeah.
offense.
When you take one weapon at it, that's all that happened. When Steph Curry was by himself, he wasn't shit.
Nah, but the
Them
team
niggas were still losing
flowed
last
through
year.
him.
When they were still losing last year, when he was in.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Once he gets to the Warriors, he made a difference. But
No, but this is the thing. Steph Curry would not be Steph Curry if it wasn't for Mark Jackson. He gave them, him and Klay Thompson, the ability to grow and develop their game the way they wanted to. He let them play free. If it wasn't for Mark Jackson, Steph Curry would not be Steph Curry.
That's up.
And it's sad that he doesn't get an NBA coaching job right now. But to me, Steph Curry, his shot is phenomenal. He got unlimited range. He got a quick release. It is fucking crazy. He does not even have to be in a set to pull it off. But his handle, to me, is average.
But
His speed is average. His passing ability is average.
It don't matter, bro. When you can score anywhere on the court like that.
But when you look at him, when you have him, he has some crazy shots.
He's a
But
sniper.
guess what? At the end of the day, 90. It's fucking luck.
Nah, bro.
I've seen his strength.
He don't gotta be fast.
So wait,
That's
conversation do we
it,
put
bro. That's
in the likes of Westbrook and Harden?
That's it.
Westbrook and Harden. James Harden is probably gonna go down in history as one of the best scorers to ever play in the NBA. His stutter step and his first step, first off, his go and stop is it's no one's been able to do it like him. The only one who comes close to him is Luka Doncic. But Luka Doncic is not as fast as Harden. Harden is fast, but his start and stop is ridiculous.
Bro, Harden, Durant, all them dudes, Kyrie will be forgotten, bro. For one reason, the motherfuckers don't win. The motherfuckers do not win. And I don't care how good
They
your
got
shit
rings,
is,
though.
you do not win.
Kyrie got a ring. The only one who doesn't is Harden.
And we know why Kyrie got a wing, and it ain't because of Kyrie.
But it's because of LeBron. But LeBron would not have any rings without Wade and Kyrie.
Truth. No, that is true, but I don't know, man. Kyrie, I think, is fucked up on his own.
Yeah.
He had his team. And
Not any ring.
But hold on. But you look at
because he would have still had like some Miami ring.
No. If you take Wade off Miami, you take Wade off Miami, you take Kyrie off Cleveland, he would have never had those rings.
Man, you know what?
LeBron James has developed as a player. Every I would say every 7 years, he added something to his game that made him better. Him going to Miami, Wade taught him that killer mentality. You need to be able to take over a game at any given notice. He didn't have that before.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that Kobe Bryant came into the NBA with. Melo came into the NBA with. Harden, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. That's something LeBron had to learn.
Now I'll give you that.
Which makes him more dangerous now. But at the same time, you look at him, nigga, you 17 years in, your body's gonna slow down, and it has been. You look, they lost yesterday to Trailblazers.
But they don't got nobody, bro. They playing with practice squad motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, but
they
him and AD are top 5 players in the NBA. They should be able to beat.
Bro, it goes back to the Knicks, bro. There's too many teams right now, and you alluded to it with the Warriors. The Warriors have Mark Jackson. He puts people in positions for success. No other teams are doing that. Not even the Lakers and shit like that, bro. Like LeBron has not been in a good position since Miami. If we're being real,
yeah,
like
because
he's not been in a solid position. Where, bro, Jordan, when you think about the Jordan had a squad around him. They were ballers like him, but he had Dennis Rodman getting the rebounds. He had Pippen as his number 2. He had several point guards who could step in and hit perimeter shots. He had a lot of different resources, a lot. And these guys don't got that right now.
They don't, but the game is also different from what it was.
Exactly, it is different.
So it's more up tempo. But I think if you put Jordan from then in the league now, Jordan will average 50 a night.
Well, Jordan will kill the league now.
50 a night.
I think LeBron is a better basketball player than Jordan any day, just from his physical size alone. He's gonna dominate. But Jordan, like you said earlier, Jordan had that mentality.
He can predict.
LeBron don't have
where you're
that.
going to be before you're going to be there.
To me, the difference in them is you can build a team up around LeBron and you'll go far. You could put Jordan on any team and they automatically playoffs, no matter what.
But I think people don't. Jordan lost a lot in the beginning of his career.
He did.
And people don't bring that up
because
they don't bring that up.
You look at he had nobody. In that beginning of his career, he had no one. They didn't get no one until they finally drafted Pippen. What, 88, 89?
But kind of what you were saying though, bro. During those times, Jordan was balling out. He was putting up mad points. Same thing these other guys
scoring titles and all that.
But he didn't have the cast.
You need the cast. That's why I never counted it against LeBron, especially when 07, when he went all the way to the finals and he lost to the Spurs. I didn't count that against him. To me, that was more of a pass to him. Like, you went all the way there. Something Jordan never did with a bunch of misfits.
Yep.
Because you look at LeBron's squad then, who the fuck was it? Gauskas, who always had foot injuries. You had, I think it was Larry Hughes was on that team on that bench.
Nobody.
Yeah, so I always gave him credit for going that far. He can go farther with nothing more than anyone else.
Bro, the thing with LeBron, he can play any position. And I think that's where that's why to say Jordan was a better player, you can't. Because Jordan couldn't do that.
LeBron's greatest weakness is one-on-one defense. That's true. LeBron James is a great team defender. If you look at all his steals, blocks, it's always him helping someone. He's never stopped someone from scoring. That's why his matchups with Melo always dropped 30, 40 on him. His matchups with KD always bust his ass. LeBron could never stop no one-on-one. He was never a lockdown defender. But he is a great, probably the best team defender there is.
Yeah.
Because he picks up that extra slack.
Alright, I can believe that. Alright.
Tell you, when it comes to basketball is my sport.
That's magic.
Nah, bro. Your Knicks are fucked, bro.
My Knicks. Hold on. I've always said that every year when the NBA starts, they're fucked. I'm like, oh fuck. I'll still watch it because I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I can't give up on my team. But this year, for the first time, and probably since they traded for Melo, I actually have optimism. Them getting Leon Rose to be basketball operations, them getting Worldwide West to be his partner, which he's had his fucking fingers in the NBA circles for the last 20 years. When they finally picked Tom Thibodeau as the goddamn coach, which they should have done 3 years ago instead of going with fucking Hornacek, they finally got someone who's gonna practice what he preaches.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So there's finally optimism.
The only reason I say they're screwed is the Knicks, to me, fall in that category of teams that are so far behind right now. All the other teams, where I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how y'all gonna pull this in.
See,
like,
I agree with you, but the one thing Phil Jackson, fuck his ass, did was he didn't give away any of our assets. So for the first time in 15 years, we got all our draft picks for the next 4 years.
No, and y'all should come up on some good players. Y'all should.
Hopefully, for the first time tomorrow, we'll get the #1 draft pick.
We'll see.
And we can get fucking LaMelo Ball.
That would really help y'all. If they can build a squad around him, I think that's the one saving grace for the Knicks. If you can get LaMelo or what's that other dude who's a shooting guard? That's real.
Well, there's a few of them. There's LaMelo.
There's the other one that's
Killian Hayes. There's
what's his name? Is it RJ Barrett? No, it's not.
No, we got RJ.
No,
we
yeah, that's
drafted
one
him
you
last
just
year.
got him. Yeah.
But
whatever. My point is, there's a few guys that the Knicks, if they can make the right moves, I think they could have a chance.
To me, RJ Barrett, he's a piece.
Knicks ain't made the right
Mitchell
move in
Robinson.
30 years, man.
Mitchell Robinson,
and it's tough,
he's
bro.
a piece.
They forget about it.
Because look what happened to Zion, bro. They're saying Zion
What?
is done, bro.
What do you mean he's done?
Bro,
He's
they said he's not working out right. He's getting hurt all the time. Bro, he can't even last a full game. And he's 19. That's bad, bro.
Get out of here.
That's bad.
You gotta look
Not good.
at Zion.
How was he
was
doing in college? He did that in college.
he was a beast. Zion Williams was LeBron James and Sean Kemp in one. Like, his explosiveness was fucking ridiculous for someone his size. But you also I've never seen someone pivot and break his sneakers on a basketball court. That's the amount of force he would put on the sneakers. He literally shifted and his sneaker just popped open.
Yo, speaking of that, man, it's random, but you seen that video where that guy shooting shots backwards?
Yeah, that little kid.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I seen it.
Is that real?
I think
That is real.
Facebook.
It's
Yeah,
but he been doing like mad different ways.
It's real.
I've seen
It's
that,
real.
I've seen that.
It's real.
That's mad. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Mad.
and I seen another video of somebody else doing that now. Is that going to
It's
be like?
practice. It's rotating. It'll never show up in the NBA. It'll never show up in the
Like,
NBA.
How do you know?
It'll never show up in
How
the
do you
NBA.
know, man?
It's too easily
That
gone.
hoop used to be square.
what?
You gotta understand, when you're doing that, you're not jumping in the air. You have no elevation. So the ball is literally in his face.
And you know what? That's real talk. 'Cause he's not off the ground.
He's
like-
going into other people who's not expecting it. But you go into the NBA pros who know you do that, all you gotta do is put your hand
But
in
is
his
this place
like
for a
shot.
new league? Something new?
Nah.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him? Nabu?
But he
You know,
can get
when you get a
creative.
chance to get shot,
He could, but it's
shoots
still.
backwards.
When you play the NBA, you gotta have your hands up all the time. So the
Yeah.
moment he goes like that,
Hoop
they
is
gotta block it.
He's
Yeah.
the same guy that like he
Yeah.
shoots, but it looks like he missed or something.
Yeah, he goes.
Like he has a late release or.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about that guy that goes like that.
Yeah, it's him
almost
too. It's the
it's
same
almost like
guy.
a glitch.
It's the same guy.
It's like he glitches, like,
Yes, it's the same guy.
and it just goes in.
It's the same guy.
It's hilarious because I was watching that one day and I was like, bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. That's the real. Is that real?
Like,
Yeah, it's real, but
What
it's
got me-
practice. It's just never going away.
What got me is that you gotta watch it like 2 or 3 times. If you watch it one time, you're gonna be like, that's bullshit. But when you watch it and you're looking for the key, like,
No,
you know,
real.
like, where did he? What was the release? The release was so fast. You just missed it.
It's when he goes up to go like
It's
that.
already gone.
He's already released it.
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, hold on. He's
So my favorite is he goes to cross of it.
Because he's shooting it backwards, so it looks different.
It's wow.
He has a way to shoot it backwards.
That's creative. That's
So he
evolution.
just go like that, he just shoots it backwards.
I mean, how did the fadeaway or any move start? You know, how did any move start?
It proved useful in the NBA game. That
The
shot
hook
is not-
shot, you know what I'm saying?
That's unguardable.
Yeah,
That's still to this day
a lot of
unguardable.
shots.
Unguardable?
If he
Hook
jumps
shot,
in
you're
there,
not. You got to look
that
at
move he does
simple
behind though,
physics.
he jumps. He's in the air for that shot.
The simple
that shot
physics
that
of-
shot can go.
The hook shot
I
is
feel like if
Your body
he gets to
and my whole
NBA,
body's in the way.
away with that.
when I
That's what's
elevate.
gonna make
There's
you
no
get
way in
known.
hell your
Like,
whole
oh, the
arm
guy's
is gonna
defying
go
all
up
these
with
dudes
me
with
and go over the
fake
block
backwards
that shot.
shots.
Without fouling.
Or
Yeah.
it could be like he said,
So,
they'll get used to
You
it.
get a piece of the ball, I'm going to the free throw line.
There's only 2 ways. Either
Automatic.
he'll get away with
That's
it,
why it's the
make
most
it,
unguardable
or he's
shot.
gonna, like, block your
Fadeaways,
shit.
they've been blocked. It's all about the juke with the fadeaway. So
That's
We got like 3 minutes left, so if we want to start.
Yeah, wrapping it up.
Well, I mean, it wasn't guys. We were, the Psychedelic Kowboys, we're here up in the building, up in the studio, up in the lab. Great times. Things coming soon. New music from the one and only Nabu Flynn. That will be dropping soon. We got the music video. I mean, it's already dropped on a different tape. You'll see it one time for the 2 time. But you guys can catch me on Instagram, Nabu Flynn. Pretty much say Nabu Flynn, you'll see it. See my face.
SNIPZ.
Yo, you already know, man. SNIPZ over here. I got my next festival coming on September 6th. I'm going to be playing at Braided 10 and Labor Day Flow Jam. You guys can follow me on Facebook at j.snips and catch all my information there. I hope to see you all guys there. Have a good one.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the time. LOWGOES to God. Follow me live in full effect. Always live every time.
You can follow me on Instagram. I ain't got nothing coming out. I'm not an artist like these people. I just do this podcast. I just do this podcast. So
then you got the
name
new
is
podcast.
Renaissance.
New
You can follow
podcast
me
coming. New podcast episode.
on IG at Blaze One and Only. But I hope everybody tunes in like you always do. Thank you for taking a ride.
Peace. Take it, baby. Take the ride.